But the other half of the North American visit, the tight, bumpy Detroit track, always produces an upset. And this season was no exception, even if the front row of the grid mirrored that of the previous round the houses race, Monte Carlo, with Senna a fraction faster than Mansell. Back on the third row was that round the houses specialist and most determined of racers, Keke Rosberg.
Well, qualifying my part had been fairly uneventful, and I think I was 5th or 6th on the grid, just behind Alboreto. Decided to go for the gap between the wall, and it got a little bit close there, but made a reasonably good start. Got in the first corner in the 4th place, and we had decided with my tyre engineer to take other tyres than all the other leading drivers had, just based on feel and on more than on anything else. And at least right in the beginning, it showed that as expected, the softer tyre would be better, because the hard tyre takes a little bit longer to warm up, and he had just passed Prost into 3rd. There was Senna, Mansell leading, and I was in 3rd place. See Nicky very far down. Yeah, Senna is still leading. I think I'm 2nd already in this picture. And unfortunately, camera missed it here, but I've just taken the lead from Senna after about 7 or 8 laps. Tires and car were working very, very well. Although we had some bigger problem with the engine, maybe compared with others, still in Detroit, it all seemed to be going extremely well. And Senna was on a harder tire compound than I was, and it fairly soon became obvious for him that he wasn't going to be able to stay with me on those tires. Went in for a tire change, but unfortunately got the same hard tires again, which wasn't going to help him a whole lot. And after Senna went in for the pits, I was really traveling on my own, just watching for the gap for the others. And about this stage of the race, I started getting a slight problem already with overheating. It was quite obvious that one of the radiators was blocked. Here Senna has just come out of the pits with his new tires, cold tires, clips the tire wall there and pulls one tire out. This is probably one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in Grand Prix racing. A guy going the wrong way behind a blind corner. Not very advisable. Martin Brundle in the Tyrrell showed very, very well with the Cosworth. It was the last time, the last time definitely we saw Cosworth running competitively. That's one of Nigel's spins. He had a lot of brake problems. I think he spun twice before he then finally hit the wall. This corner where Prost is now hit the wall was the worst during the race. 2 inches off from the line, it was all marbles, and as soon as he went into those marbles, just completely lost control over the car, with the result that you would go head on the wall. So it was very, very difficult, because you had to stay as close as possible to the inside wall to keep your wheels off from the marbles. Nigel's still not going to give up. Let's Senna in again for the next set of tires, hoping that it'll get some softer stuff this time. And there finally Nigel's race ended, just in the background, where his brakes let him down and he skidded on the marble straight in the wall fairly hard, damaging his hand and knocking himself out a little bit as well. There's Elio in for a new nose, new wings. I think this is one of the most remarkable accidents in that race, where Elliott got the whole blame. I don't think the situation is quite that simple. I don't think Martin, in the strong race as he was running at that time, should ever have gone for that gap. And I'm coming in the pits now finally to get the paper removed. I've radioed the pits in advance, told them I was coming in because of the paper and the radiators. I didn't see the paper removed. I only saw that I got new tires. Went out again, and because I collected some new paper again right out of the pits in the first corner, obviously my temperature never went down, and the language I used over the radio at the pits was not quite printable, because I assumed that the paper never got removed. I only got new tires, and that's not what I wanted. So here Stefan Johansson was running second and got very, very close to me because of my pit stop. By the way, those sparks are because the car was bottoming very heavily due to our very soft rear springs, which we used in order to get maximum traction. But then once I got the temperature into my tires again after pit stop, I pulled away from Stefan. And although the engine was running 120 degrees for the last laps, it still held together, and Honda had won in America again.
Come on, bloody hell.
Being managed by the same agency, it was quite a happy one too for Stefan and myself. Even Anthony Mars, our circuit commentator, got his share of champagne there.